I didn't expect this. Cardi B's tearful reaction to Stefon Diggs' announcement. Cardi B never imagined her night would end in tears, not the glamorous kind, but the kind that made her chest tighten and her mind race. It all began when Stefon Diggs sent her a short message around 8:47 p.m. "I need to tell you something important tonight." No emojis. No follow-up. Just that. Cardi froze. She stared at the message for almost 5 minutes before she whispered to herself, "What now?" Even though things between them had grown deeper in ways neither fully acknowledged to the public, there were still so many fragile pieces. Fans sensed a connection. Blogs hinted at it. Offset's recent comments added fuel. But only Cardi and Stefon knew the real emotional weight behind their private conversations, quiet moments, and late-night heart-to-hearts. And now, Stefon needed to announce something. The moment he arrived, Stefon knocked on Cardi's door quietly, so quietly she almost didn't hear it. When she opened the door, she immediately noticed he wasn't his usual charismatic self. No playful smirk. No confident stance. Instead, he looked burdened. His eyes were soft. Tired. Emotional. "Can we talk?" he asked gently. Cardi nodded, her heart already thumping. They sat down in the living room. The silence was so heavy, she could practically feel it pressing on her shoulders. The announcement. Stefon took a long breath. "Cardi. I've been thinking a lot lately. About my career. My future. My life off the field." He paused, swallowing hard. "And about you." Cardi's breath caught. A single tear had already built at the corner of her left eye without her noticing. Stefon continued. "I'm going to make a decision that's going to change everything. The team doesn't even know yet. My family barely knows. But I had to tell you first." Cardi whispered, "Steph, what is it?" "You're scaring me." He looked down, pressing his hands together. "I'm stepping away for a while. From the game. From the spotlight. I need to take a break, for my mental health, for my peace, and to figure out what really matters. I'm announcing it tomorrow morning." Cardi's entire body froze. Football was not just Stefon's career, it was his identity. His passion. His foundation. "You're leaving," she choked out, her voice cracking. "Not forever," he replied softly. "But I need to breathe, before I break." Cardi's emotional breakdown. Cardi shook her head slowly, tears streaming now. "Why didn't you tell me you were hurting like this? Why did you carry all that by yourself?" Her voice grew shaky. "You always pretend you're okay. You always smile. And now you're telling me, you've been fighting something alone." Stefon moved closer, gently grabbing her hands. "I didn't want to put that on you," he said. "You've already got the world watching everything you do. I didn't want to be one more person pulling you down." Cardi's tears fell harder. "You're not pulling me down," she said. "You're one of the few people who actually makes me feel safe. And now you're stepping away, and it feels like you're stepping away from me too." Stefon's eyes softened with pain. "I'm not walking away from you," he whispered. "I just need to fix the parts of me that are breaking before they break us." Those words shattered her. Her tears turned into confession. Cardi covered her mouth with her hand, overwhelmed. "Steph. I didn't expect this. I didn't think you were going through something so deep. And I didn't know how much it would hurt to hear you say it." She wiped her face, but the tears kept coming. "You matter to me. More than I want to admit out loud. So yes, this hurts. I'm scared for you. But I'm also proud of you. Because taking a step back ain't weakness, it's strength." Stefon closed his eyes, clearly trying to hold back emotion. "I needed to hear that," he said. "I needed someone to tell me I'm not failing. That I'm not crazy. That I'm allowed to pause. Cardi leaned her forehead against his. You're allowed to breathe, Steph. You're allowed to be human. The hug that said everything. For the first time that night, Stefon finally pulled her into his arms. Cardi sobbed quietly against his chest, her tears soaking into his hoodie. He rubbed her back slowly, whispering, I'm still here. I'm not disappearing. I just need to get right, and when I do, I'll come back stronger. Cardi held him tighter. Promise me you won't shut me out, she whispered. I promise. The world will hear the news tomorrow. But Cardi heard it first. When Stefon left later that night, Cardi closed the door, leaned against it, and let out the kind of cry she had been holding in the entire conversation. She whispered to herself. Damn. I didn't expect this at all. Her tears weren't only from fear. They were from love. From worry. From the shock of realizing how much Stefon Diggs had carved himself into her heart without her even noticing. Tomorrow, the world would explode with reactions, NFL fans, blogs, celebrity gossip pages, everyone. But tonight? It was just two people. Two hearts. Two vulnerabilities finally revealed. And Cardi B would never forget the moment Stefon Diggs trusted her enough to tell her first. Here is your very long, emotional, dramatic story based on your title. Let me know if you want a thumbnail after this or another version even more intense. Red Heart Fire. I didn't expect this, crying face Cardi B's tearful reaction to Stefon Diggs' announcement. Very long emotional story. Cardi B had been unusually quiet all morning. Even her team noticed that her normally loud, energetic presence had faded into something soft, tense, almost nervous. She kept glancing at her phone, opening Instagram, closing it, taking long breaths, then scrolling through the same messages again and again. The night before, Stefon Diggs had texted her. We need to talk tomorrow. I got something important to tell you. Those words echoed in her mind like alarms she couldn't shut off. For Cardi, we need to talk didn't mean something small. It sounded heavy, emotional, dangerous. She barely slept. Even Offset's name trending online didn't distract her, something that would usually get her worked up. Today, nothing mattered except whatever Stefon had to say. The build-up, a silence that spoke louder than words. By noon, Stefon still hadn't called. Fans online already sensed something unusual. He hadn't posted his normal funny stories, no workout clips, no motivational quotes. Just silence. Cardi finally picked up her phone and sent him a simple message. You good? No response. Every minute felt like an hour. She paced the living room, twisting her hair, rereading old messages from him, the playful ones, the thoughtful ones, the deep ones. She smiled through the anxiety, remembering the times he had lifted her spirits when she felt small, misunderstood, attacked by the world. But now, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was about to change. The call that shook her heart. At 3:17 p.m., her phone finally rang. Her heart dropped. Stefon. She answered so fast she almost dropped the phone. Hello. His voice was calm, but there was a heaviness behind every word. Hey, you busy? No, she whispered. Tell me what's going on. There was a long silence. Cardi held her breath, waiting, bracing. Finally, Stefon spoke. I didn't expect this myself, but the team just gave me news today. Cardi froze. What news? My contract situation, it's changing. There's a high chance I'm getting traded. And not anywhere close. It's looking like a team across the country wants me. Cardi blinked hard, her throat tightening. What you mean across the country? I might be leaving. Not just the city, but everything here for a while. I didn't want you to hear it online. For a moment, Cardi said nothing. Her mind ran through everything, their late-night talks, the way they were slowly getting closer, the way he made her feel safe, understood, human again. She felt something warm sting her eyes. "You leaving?" she whispered, her voice trembling. "I don't want to," Stefon said softly. "But this is the NFL. I don't get to pick. I didn't expect this at all." Her heart couldn't hold it anymore. That was it. A tear rolled down Cardi's cheek before she could even wipe it. She turned her face away even though he couldn't see her. Her breathing grew shaky. "You should have told me earlier," she finally managed. "I didn't know earlier," he said gently. "They just called me today. First thing I thought was, I need to tell you myself. Not the media. Not the blogs." The sincerity in his voice only made the tears fall faster. "So what, this is goodbye?" "No. No, no, never that. I'm not cutting you off. I care about you too much." Her lip trembled. "But you gonna be far, you know how my life is. You know how crazy my schedule is. And you know I don't do well when people I care about disappear." "I'm not disappearing," he said firmly. "But I can't lie, things might feel different for a while." That broke her. A soft sob escaped her lips, not loud, not dramatic, but the kind of cry that comes from the heart, deep, painful, scared. Stefon heard it instantly. "Cardi, don't cry. Please. I didn't expect this," she whispered, wiping her face. "Not you. Not now. Not when things were finally feeling good. The moment that changed everything." Stefon's voice cracked slightly. "I didn't expect it either. But listen, what I feel doesn't change. Distance or not, trade or not, you matter to me. More than I planned. More than I thought." Cardi covered her mouth as tears kept falling. "You always come when my life getting peaceful and then something happens," she said emotionally. "I'm tired of losing people." "You're not losing me," he said. "I promise." The promise wasn't loud, but it was steady, real, heavy with emotion. Cardi sniffed and wiped her face again. "Can we meet tonight? I want to. I'll come over after I finish packing some stuff." She nodded even though he couldn't see her. "Okay, just come. I don't want to think too much." Her tearful reflection after the call. After they hung up, Cardi just sat there in silence. She stared at the wall, tears streaming down, feeling everything at once: fear, attachment, confusion, vulnerability. Stefon wasn't just someone she talked to. He was someone who saw her beyond the fame. Someone who made her laugh on days she felt broken. Someone who reminded her she deserved softness. And now, he might be leaving. She pressed her hand against her heart, whispering to herself. Why now? Why this? But beneath the sadness was something else, something she wasn't ready to admit. She didn't want to lose him. Not this time. And for the rest of the day, Cardi waited, tearful but hopeful, for Stefon to walk through her door and tell her that what they had wasn't going anywhere.
아래엔 간혹 도시가 보이곤 해. 그 도시에는 또 다른 내가 하늘에 떠가는 비행기를 올려다보고 있겠지. 쳐다보고 있겠지. 묘한 짜릿함 그 속에 머물다 보면 어느새 제주 행비행 신비한 세계로 나를 이끌고 거짓말처럼 하늘을 날며 어느새 제주 바다가 내게로 와 있네. 하늘을 보고 또 다른 나는 아래를 쳐다보고 있겠지. 묘한 짜릿함 그 속에 머물다 보면 어느새 제주 행비해